How you going, guys, and welcome back to DCS. I'm Jet Simmer, and we're back in the F100D. I've been off for a couple of weeks with work, but we're back again nice and early, 6 AM on a Sunday morning. But anyways, it's come to my attention that I messed up in my takeoff video. I did call the H.O.T.A.S departure also Dream 7, which is incorrect. So today I'm going to change that in this video. So I said Dream 7 because the H.O.T.A.S 7 departure is probably because of the 7 and I just misread. But today they are two different departures. So that first video, which you would have seen, is the H.O.T.A.S 7 departure out to the west. Today we're going to do the Dream 7 departure, obviously taking off from the southern side of the airfield, and we'll be departing up to Herm and then taking the radial from Boulder City 114 TACAN on a radial of 344 degrees, and then we'll get out to Juneau at 17,000 feet. Alright, so that is the mix up there. So what we're going to do is get ready. Now, in my map, I have the old TACAN set up in the exact same spot as the new TACAN. So in the olden days, or very long time ago, they would have used TACAN 7. Now it's 12, so you can use either one if you have set it up properly. And if you want me to show you how to set up a TACAN, just comment and we'll get going. But anyways, the aircraft's turned on, so let's get it configured for takeoff. Grab those, turn on the TACAN to transmit receive, turn that on, turn our IFF on, turn our oxygen supply on and onto 100%. Test all the lights are tested, good. Radio's on, that is on preset on 2. Alrighty, we make sure we press the takeoff button, that is good, and we are all good to go. Right, if you need to get a little bit more clarity on the TACAN, you can, but that's fine. But we can leave it on 12 for this point in time. Right, and there we go. Alright, so we're all done, ready to go. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be departing Nellis. Alright, you can bring this up on your kneeboard, but we're going to be departing Nellis on a radial of 028. So we want to set this course knob to 028, and we'll be departing Nellis for approximately 11.5 nautical miles, and then around 10 nautical miles we'll swap over to 114 TACAN, not decimal, 114 X-ray for BLD, Boulder City, and then we'll change the radial to 344 and we'll travel out to 44, which should be Juneau at 17,000 feet. Okay, cool. Right, so we'll put that away for now and we'll taxi on out. Taxi lights on. Turn that off so we're not listening to them 24/7. Alright. Double checking that we have takeoff green. PTO is PTO heat is on. So today we should, on our engine ratio, be 1.99. Do that. And everything else is pretty much set up. We're ready to roll. So all you got to remember is your heading. So the heading from the runway that we're going to be taking today is 028. We're going to be climbing up, just continuous climbing up to 17,000. And once we get to around about 10 nautical miles, which is these big distance markers right here, once we get to about 10, we start swapping over to 114 and then change the radial out to 344, and then we fly that radial out for 44 nautical miles. Again, I'll bring the knee board up so you can have a look. Now you can go on the runway 21 if you want, but most jets with ordnance will take off in or out of the wind on the, I can't even remember what it's called, 03 runway, I believe. Because we don't want ordnance dropping on civilians, and that would be a big no-no. So always, if you have ordnance, you're departing on these southern runways and landing on the 21 if you still have ordnance. If you don't have ordnance, you will be landing from this end, most likely, depending on wind. Yeah, 03 left will be departing on a 028 radial once up in the air and established on a climb. So until you're established on a climb, don't deviate. You might get into a staber dance and you'll have problems. So anyways, again, one more time, we have the 1-2 X-ray in. You can, like I said, put the 7. So I'm going to put 7 there as well, just to show you that it is still there. Okay. Alright, so we're 1.5 nautical miles away from the TACAN. We're all good. We're set. So we're going to increase our throttle here, no warnings, we're all good. Make sure that our takeoff ratio hits where I want it to hit. Bring that ratio back, we're all good. Look at that. And we're going to depart now. Keep the burners in, less than 2 seconds they're fired. Knots. We turn off the nose wheel steering. There's 150. We start easing back on the stick. Up. Gears up. We did not do flaps, I don't think. So I did a flapless takeoff then. That is bad, but okay. Now we're up in the air, so what we're going to do is you're going to trim out for that, and we'll start turning for 128, and to do that we use this little thing there. So that ball means we're heading out to the right, so we'll bring that ball back so it is somewhat with that line, so we'll chase that line with the ball. Just keep that ball on that line there, keep that plus sign on our, you want to call it the HSI, you can, horse indicator, and we'll just continue to climb. Now we're at 300, so we can drop the afterburner, and we'll drop the rate of climb to 1.5, 2,000, so we can keep our speed. Seven nautical miles out. Just like so, keeping that rate of climb about 2,000, just so you can keep increasing speed slowly without the afterburner. Making sure you're maintaining course. We're at 9 now, 9 nautical miles. There's 10, so I'll change this to 114. Now we're going to change our course to 344. changing course 344. Now we got to bring that line back around. So we'll start turning. At this sharpness, we could probably go back in an afterburner, get the aircraft smacked around while we're climbing still. Bring that ball around, try and make that nice plus sign again. And we'll hold it there. Bring that line across. And then we'll bring the aircraft back the other way. Bringing that ball across like so. And there we have it. So that is the Dream 7 departure, and I am sorry for messing it up in the other takeoff video, but I wanted to reiterate that this video was intended to be an update and a better performance for myself. The other one is still correct for the YFTTR. I just set Dream 7 in there as well as the YFTTR. I don't know why I did it. I know they are two separate departures, and I just wanted to make sure that I got it out to you guys. Now, we are creeping that ball there. The hollow ball is kind of creeping off to the left, so all we got to do is bring that ball back to the right. And we're at 35 nautical miles. As we can see there. Now, if we have a look real quickly in the F10, so I press that, if it brings it up, you will see Juno up here. There it is, right there, and we're on track. And we'll bring it back so we can keep climbing. Bring that ball across so we don't lose sight. And Juno is those mountains over there somewhere. So once we hit 44 nautical miles, we're pretty much done at that departure. 17,000 feet, you keep going, okay? If you want to get up to 17,000 feet, now that we're out here, we can probably go afterburner now, get that increase. I'm going to go ahead and chuck on our fuel tanks now. And just bring the aircraft over to the right here, just a tad. Get up to that 17,000 feet, and we're just low over it, but you want to try and get to the 70,000. Juno is just below us somewhere. Okay, I really hope that got rid of any confusion for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.